Have you ever stopped to think, what the growth of something really specific like motor protection actually tells us about the world?
Mm,
It sounds super niche, doesn't it?
it really does.
But these kinds of foundational markets, the ones we often overlook, can genuinely unlock some fascinating insights into bigger global economic trends, industrial growth, that sort of
Oh, yes,
thing.
absolutely. They're like hidden indicators.
Exactly. Welcome to the deep dive. Our aim here is simple: cut through the noise, give you a shortcut to being, well, properly informed.
Get right to the good stuff.
Precisely. Today, we're diving deep into the global motor protection market. We've got this comprehensive report from Cognitive Market Research looking at trends, projections, starting back in 2021 and going all the way out to 2033.
It's a good long view.
It is. And our mission today, pull out the key nuggets: market size, who's dominating regionally, and maybe uncover some surprising growth hotspots. Let's get into it.
It's good.
So let's kick things off with the big picture, a global snapshot, if you will. In 2021, this market, motor protection, it clocked in sales revenue over $5.4 billion.
hmm
Looking ahead, the projections are pretty solid, expected to climb near $6.4 billion by 2025.
Okay. Steady climb.
And then it really picks up pace, reaching almost $8.9 billion by 2033.
Wow. Yeah.
That consistent upward path, it's reflected in a global compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of just over 4.2%.
And that 4.2%, that consistent global growth, is quite telling, isn't it?
Yeah, what does that signal?
Well, for anyone maybe less familiar, CAGR gives us that average annual growth picture over time, smoothing out the bumps.
Right.
And here it points to this steady sort of foundational expansion across industries globally. Motor protection, it's not flashy.
Yeah.
It's critical stuff. Keeps machinery reliable, long-lasting, in everything from heavy manufacturing right through to complex HVAC systems.
Okay.
So the sustained growth, it suggests continuous global investment in industrial infrastructure and an increasing reliance on automation. It's a barometer for industrial health, really.
A barometer. I like that. And when we drill down into where that growth is really surging, this is where it gets quite interesting. Asia Pacific, APAC. It just jumps out as a powerhouse.
Right.
It leads all regions. Highest regional CGR, just under 4.9%.
Nearly 5%. Wow.
Yeah. Its market value basically doubles from about $1.96 billion in 2021, projected up to $3.46 billion by 2033. But, even within APAC, there are some real standouts.
Okay, like who?
Well, India, for instance, it's seeing incredible rapid expansion. It boasts the most impressive country-specific CAGR in the whole report, over 5.8%.
5.8. That's huge.
It really is. Signifies nearly a doubling of its market size over that period. It's a genuine aha moment for the region, I think.
Definitely.
Then you've got China, already the biggest market in APAC, right?
By far.
But still delivering a really robust CAGR, over 5%, pushing its market well past the billion-dollar mark eventually.
It's a significant volume. Yes.
Huge volume. And Singapore, smaller country, obviously, but not lagging. Strong CGR too, over 5.1%.
Interesting. High-tech base, maybe?
Could be. And we also see solid growth from Japan, South Korea, both growing around the 4% mark. So it's pretty widespread momentum across Asia Pacific.
Yeah, that aggressive growth, especially in India, China, Singapore, it really highlights significant industrialization infrastructure development.
Right.
India's exceptional rate, that 5.8%, it suggests maybe a rapid acceleration. Perhaps new policies, foreign investment kicking in.
Makes sense.
China's sheer scale, like you said, means even that slightly lower percentage translates into massive volume growth. Just massive.
Yeah.
And Singapore's performance, despite being mature, points to maybe a high-tech industrial focus, constantly investing in advanced systems.
So connecting this to the bigger picture.
It absolutely solidifies that ongoing shift, doesn't it? Global industrial activity tilting towards Asia.
Absolutely. And it's not just East Asia. If we look south, South America also shows rising momentum. Strong regional KGR there, just over 4.5%.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah, its market's projected to hit almost $600 million by 2033. And within that, Argentina and Chile are key drivers, both nearing 5% CAGR.
Interesting dynamic there, too.
And then the Middle East, showing dynamic expansion. Robust regional CGR, nearly 4.5% as well.
Very similar to South America, then.
Very similar. And the UAE is leading the charge there, CAGR over 5%, really fast growth. Turkey's close behind. So this region, while smaller overall, clearly making big strides in industrial development.
Both South America and the Middle East are fascinating for what they tell us about emerging markets.
How so?
Well, the strong CGRs, they suggest serious investment in building up their industrial base. For the Middle East, a lot could be tied to diversification, moving away from oil and gas dependency.
Right, building manufacturing, logistics.
Exactly. South America, too, probably driven by resource processing, growing domestic demand. They're actively building that foundational infrastructure, the kind that needs robust motor protection, sets them up for more growth down the line.
That's a great point about the foundational infrastructure. Okay, now let's pivot to the more, let's say, established markets. Still huge contributors, of course.
Sure. North America.
North America. It was the largest market globally back in 2021. Over $1.45 billion. Projected to reach well over $2.2 billion by 2033, though its regional CAGR is more moderate, around 3.6%.
Okay, so slower than APAC or the Middle East.
Right, and what's interesting here is the nuance within the region. The U.S., biggest single market globally, right?
Yeah.
It actually shows a slightly lower CAGR than its neighbors, a bit under 3.5%.
Oh, okay.
But Canada and Mexico, they show higher growth rates. Canada's CAGR is actually over 4.25%.
Oh, that is interesting.
So not exactly a uniform picture across North America.
No, definitely not. And that moderate but steady growth, especially in the U.S., it signals a mature market, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's less about rapid industrialization from scratch, more about continuous upgrades, maintenance, maybe adopting more advanced smart motor protection solutions in existing setups.
Right, efficiency gains and such.
Exactly. And that nuance you pointed out, the U.S. versus Canada, is the slower U.S. growth a sign of saturation? Or maybe they're focusing more on higher value, specialized solutions, not just sheer volume.
Good question.
Probably a mix, I'd guess. Driven by that need for efficiency, smart factory adoption in highly developed industries.
Volume versus value, yeah, that's a key distinction. Europe's another established player, third largest globally, growing from about $1.27 billion in 2021 to nearly $1.97 billion by 2033. Its regional CAGR, just over 3.8%.
Okay, slightly higher than North America overall.
Slightly, but again, diverse performance across the continent. Germany really stands out, highest European CAGR, over 4.5%.
Makes sense with their manufacturing base.
Totally. Other solid contributors too, like the UK, Spain, also showing growth around 4%.
Right.
But then, in quite stark contrast, you look at Russia. Very modest growth. Lowest European CAGR, just under 2%.
Wow, big difference.
Huge difference. Really highlights the varied economic and industrial conditions across Europe.
Yeah, the European market is definitely a mosaic. Germany's strength isn't surprising, given that industrial base, constantly innovating, upgrading.
Right.
The contrast with Russia, though, is stark. Points to very different investment climates, industrial policies, maybe geopolitical factors, too.
Yeah, for sure.
It just underscores that even within a region like Europe, you get these distinct pockets of momentum and, well, stagnation sometimes.
Finally, let's touch on Africa. An emerging market, lots of long-term potential, but starting from a smaller base.
Okay.
Currently the smallest regional market, around $168 million in 2021, projected to reach over $281 million by 2033.
So steady growth still.
Yeah, respectable regional CAGR, almost 3.8%. Pretty close to the European average, actually. South Africa is the largest player there, CAGR over 4.2%.
You know, while Africa is the smallest market now, that steady growth rate, being close to the global average, is significant. It suggests real long-term potential. As industrialization, infrastructure development picks up across the continent, which it is, the need for these fundamental components like motor protection will just keep rising.
Right, it has to.
Exactly. Its trajectory reflects that developing status. Gradual, consistent expansion now, pointing towards bigger opportunities as these economies mature and integrate more into global supply chains.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What does this all mean for you, the listener, trying to get a handle on these trends quickly?
Well,
the big story seems clear. Consistent global growth overall, but it's definitely not a uniform picture, is it?
Not at all. It's really nuanced, playing out differently across continents, significant variations between regions and even specific countries.
Yeah.
Exactly. So while, yes, all regions are growing, contributing, the really exceptional upward trends, they're concentrated. Asia-Pacific, the Middle East, and specific countries like India, China, Singapore.
Those are the hot spots.
Those are the real hot spots. And this kind of granular data, it helps us understand those global shifts beyond just the big headline numbers, right?
Definitely.
It shows precisely where industrial activity is picking up fastest, where that foundational infrastructure is being built out, and where economies are modernizing at a really incredible pace.
And there you have it, our deep dive into the global motor protection market. We've seen the overall upward trajectory, that explosive growth in parts of Asia Pacific, especially India and China, and the steady foundational role of established markets like North America and Europe, albeit with their own internal variations.
A fascinating landscape.
It really is. So as you go about your day, here's something to mull over. Given this robust growth in something so fundamental, so seemingly niche like motor protection, what other hidden foundational industries might be having similar quiet explosions?
Mm.
The kind that signal broader industrial or tech shifts in these fast-growing regions that maybe we don't hear about so often.
Yeah, what else is humming beneath the surface?
Yeah, exactly. How do these specific trends reflect that deeper story of industrialization, of modernization happening differently around the world? Something to think about until our next deep dive.